Brian Healy Electrical are driven to provide our clients with a complete quality, cost-effective electrical service installation and after-sales care service, which is second to none, while maintaining safety for all and cooperation with all relevant parties. Custom Sportswear and Workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
Looking for a new car or expert service? Visit Limerick Motor Centre, your main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. A proud family business for over 30 years, we're Ireland's longest serving Hyundai dealer. With sales, service, parts and finance all under one roof, our dedicated team delivers value, expertise and customer care you can trust. Call 061 417 141 or visit limerickmotorcentre.ie. Limerick Motor Centre, driving with you for over 30 years.
Meeting of last year's finalists in the Piarsaigh, and they're joined by Kilmallock for looking for the first place in the 2025 final. Tom Clancy is my own name, and delighted to say that I'm joining me. Alongside me is current Offaly under-20 manager, indeed former Limerick player, Leo O'Connor. For this one, it is a dry afternoon in Bruff, a bit of a breeze blowing from left to right on your screens. And before I bring Leo in, we'll take a look at the starting 15s for this clash. We'll take a look first at the Kilmallock side, and Kilmallock start with one change from the listed programme. In fact, we'll start with the Piarsaigh. The Piarsaigh are unchanged as per the programme. Shane Dowling is their goalkeeper. Jerome Boylan, the captain, is at cornerback. Mike Casey, Vince Harrington complete the full backline. Mike Foley, Ronan Lynch and Emmett McAvoy make up a very experienced half backline. Midfield pairing is Limerick star William O'Donoghue, and he's joined alongside by youngster James Finn. JJ Carey, Peter Casey and Dahi Dempsey are the half forward line. The inside line sees Kevin Downs, Will Henn and Adrian Breen. The team is managed by Shane O'Neill. We'll take a look at Kilmallock, who had a very good but very nervy, tense 30 points to 227 victory over Monaleen in the quarter-final. That brings them back to a semi-final yet again. They line up with Conor Harney-Clark in goals, Dylan O'Brien, Marco O'Loughlin and Aaron Costello are at the full back line. Robbie Egan, he's captaining the side wearing 5, although we do expect him to play in the full back line. Kieran O'Connor and Sean O'Carroll are 6 and 7. At midfield is Robbie Hanley, joined by Killian Hayes. Gavin O'Mahony wears 10. Pierce Connery misses out, he was wearing 11. In his place comes Micheál Houlihan, who we do expect to play a bit deeper in this side. Phelim O'Reilly, he returns from injury to start wearing number 12. The inside line is David Wolfe, Oisin O'Reilly and the championship's top scorer Shane O'Brien. Leo, I can see Graham Mulcahy going in for the toss there. He is not going to start in this one, but thankfully a dry day here in Bruff. The wind has subsided after a very windy couple of days around Limerick. This is a very, very exciting game, and the crowd is starting to pile into Bruff here as well.
I think this is going to be one of the games of the championship. I think in a Piarsaigh team where they got over the line rather handily, I suppose really earlier in the year with against Kilmallock, but certainly going on their form, going into the last, going into the quarter final against Monaleen, where Monaleen threw everything on the kitchen table at them, and they were, like as we said, through extra time, they stood up and matched in every way. I just think that this Kilmallock team, there's a lot of new young lads coming to the fore, a lot of new young talent coming out of the place. Young Sean Carroll at wing back, it's just been the last day against Monaleen, he got a great score. Dylan O'Brien at corner back. You know, these guys are the guys that are really standing up.
Yeah, some of their subs as well. They've their own Shane Dowling as well.
Yeah, they've their own Shane Dowling. But for me, Kilmallock going into this, the performance of Shane O'Brien in the quarter final was absolutely immense. He everything in his power to get Kilmallock over the line that day, and it was a performance, what I would think one of the best performances in the club championship match in Limerick over the last number of years. He scored 449 so far in the championship. Like, that speaks to itself, to be quite honest. You know, I think 413 of that came from play, so like, that speaks volumes. Like, and as against the Piarsaigh team, with all due respects, probably have been the leading lights in Limerick club hurling for the last 15 years. Since they've won their first county championship, they've come in and literally taken over. They're the team to beat year in, year out. But certainly, I think that Kilmallock are going to throw a very formidable challenge at him again today. It's just the experience that the Piarsaigh have, and I suppose probably, in my opinion, probably one of Limerick's best hurlers over the last 7-8 years, William O'Donoghue in the middle of the field. He's going to be like, he just controls the game.
He's going to dictate things for him, isn't he?
Yeah, he's absolutely superb, you know. So from that point of view, it's all to play for.
Yeah, it sure is. The referee for this one is Johnny Murphy. He was, of course, All-Ireland final referee in 2024. He's got experience plenty alongside him. Liam Berkeley there in the centre of your screen. Donegal O'Callaghan running the other line, and fourth official for this one is Cappamore's Patsy Coffey. This is the first, of course, of the two semi-finals. In a way, it's the traditional one. You have to go back to 2006. I was saying earlier in the piece, 2006, when neither Kilmallock nor Piarsaigh made a last four. That is incredible consistency. Both of them have been in more semi-finals than not. Piarsaigh have only missed one semi-final since that breakthrough. That was in 2016. Bit of a hangover maybe from winning the Club All-Ireland. They have been so consistent, both these clubs, haven't they, in getting to the business end of the championship?
Listen, as I said, Kilmallock are one of those clubs that have stood the test of time. I mean, since the Piarsaigh have come on board, they really have pushed on.
Yeah, we'll pause now for Aran Naveen. Wonderful rendition of Aran Naveen, sung from the balcony here in Brough. I hope you could hear that at home. Fantastic. I'm not sure of the lady's name, but she certainly has set the pulses racing for this one. The sides heading for their positions. It looks as though whatever breeze we have here will be in favour of Kilmallock, or sorry, Piarsaigh playing from left to right, and already plenty of jostling going on in the inside lines as Johnny Murphy looks to restore order before throwing in the ball for this one. We are underway in this semi-final, and immediately the first skirmish again. Peter Casey gets on it, ends up on the floor there. Robbie Hanley breaking onto that loose ball. Hanley goes to pick it, but Mike Casey is there for company. Casey also ends up on the floor, just like his brother. Vince Harrington gets on it, switching play across to Emmett McAvoy. McAvoy moving it nicely, and this is Mike Foley. Foley wrapped up, but Foley gets his pass away. This is Will Henn, another white helmet, moves it on to JJ Carey. Carey loses the ball, lost sight of it as well, as Kilmallock get a first hand on the ball, and here is one of the O'Reilly brothers, that's Phelan, loses Hurley trying to pull on it. Peter Casey hand passes back, very well read by Gavin O'Mahony, and O'Mahony sweeps it inside looking for Oisin O'Reilly. O'Reilly using all that pace, all that experience. Ronan Lynch for company. O'Reilly on the turn, and O'Reilly has caught the ball 3 times, and it's going to be a free out. And Leo, plenty of tempo in it earlier. If that's anything to go away, we're going to be in for some hell of a game.
Yeah, plenty of physicality. It's good to see Oisin O'Reilly back on the field. I believe he had a great tear in the calf muscle going into the day, and I think he had a bit of a fitness test this morning. So let's see where it takes him.
Yeah, no strapping on either calf or anywhere for that matter for O'Reilly, as Ronan Lynch taking a look at the post here. It's a long, long way out, but certainly you wouldn't back against him. He's been formidable enough in the championship from frees. 13 frees scored and a single point from play. His tally thus far, as he puts plenty on it. Where's it going to go? It's in around the house. Kevin Downs has been eaten. It has two. It's flicked to the net. It breaks to Adrian Breen. Conor Hanley-Clark couldn't gather it, and Adrian Breen adds another goal to his tally. That's 3 goals and 13 now in the championship, and
led to a little bit of confusion. The high
Sure
ball
did.
going in around the square led to a little bit of confusion. Conor Hanley-Clark wasn't sure that his full back was taking it, and certainly no better boy than Aidan Taylor-Breen to tidy it up and stuck it in the roof of the net.
yeah, so first blood to the Cardiff men. They'll be delighted with that start, and why wouldn't you be, as now they get a line ball over here. Well, I didn't think Ronan Lynch would have enough on the strike, but it certainly caused consternation in that Kilmallock rearguard. Kilmallock rearguard that has been fairly okay thus far in the championship, although 4 goals against Ballybrown was a bit of an off day. They work it back to Mike Casey from the 65. Casey, well, not known for his scoring, but a lovely neat strike, got it into the hand and immediately fires it off his right.
But it's the efficiency of the Piarsaigh boys there, the quick Kevin Downs, quick thinking, ball to Ronan popped it off to the hand pass off to Peter Casey, and Peter Casey back crossing the centre to his brother and struck it straight over the bar.
Yeah, super stuff from the older of the Casey brothers. As ball with Kilmallock, they're looking forward to Killian Hayes, but again, no clean possession for Kilmallock. William O'Donoghue, the opposite number 8, he gets on it, works it back to Mike Foley. In fact, sorry, this is Mike Foley who switches across to Emmett McAvoy.
Line ball at the far side.
Just carried out by Mike Foley. Excuse me, as Foley looked to switch play. So the number 30, unusual to see in a club game, but Micheál Houlihan, dogged by injury himself, picked up, I think it was a quad injury against Ballybrown, but back in from the start here, cuts it inside around the house, and Shane Dowling is going to get his hand on it for the first time this afternoon. Dowling jetting it down here in front of us in the stand in Brough, looking for Will Hen. Will Hen's run is good. He's marshalled all the way by Mark O'Loughlin. Hen swivels, delivering it inside. Breen is there, and Breen will get a bit of green grass to come into. Breen turns onto his right. Breen shortens the grip ever so slightly, and the umpires like it from Breen, and suddenly, Leo, a 5-point margin. And
yeah, it's the one thing that Kilmallock didn't want to go chase this game. They really wanted, should have settled early. They haven't. The Piarsaigh have literally taken leadership of the game and ownership of the game so far. The game is watched 3.5 minutes on now, 1-2 to no score. Kilmallock just need to get that scoreboard start ticking over.
They sure do, yeah, and they probably need to try and find their main man, Shane O'Brien. He's still well inside in the Piarsaigh rear guard, but they haven't worked it to him just yet, as Mike Foley gets on it, and Foley jinking one way and then the other. Lovely little hand pass, or stick pass into William O'Donoghue, and they're starting to spray the ball out around already. Will Hen from the 65. Hen was the scoring chief in their last game against Patrick Swell, and Will Hen, well, he's not just on fire yet, but he's knocked one over to make it a 6-point game already. Yeah,
the movement of the Piarsaigh forward has been absolutely immense, and you see there Mike Casey was available there as well, and that passage of play, the ball could have gone to him as easily and struck it over the bar. But certainly the movement in the Piarsaigh forward line, if you look at it, 14 and 15 are right in front of us, playing corner forward and right half forward, so that's creating the panic in the Kilmallock defence.
It sure is. They've yet to get an opening of their own, as Phelan O'Reilly breaks onto it here. O'Reilly racing through, bodies ending up on the rough surface here, but nothing doing, says the referee. Mike Foley sweeps it out to that near side, and or that far side, and now this is O'Reilly. Oisin O'Reilly, that is, has to come all the way back, overcooks his pass, so much so that in fact Johnny Murphy has called a halt. Is he giving a free
out, it looks like?
Yeah, there's a disagreement between Murphy and O'Reilly. Still not sure. I think it actually could be a free in, is it? Yeah, it is. Now
it's a free in. Shane O'Brien's going to take it, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say I think Oisin was...
He was maybe fouled initially and no advantage.
Had an opinion on the little clip that he got, I think, for getting the free. Is it I won't say a dodgy one, but it was definitely a free, but one that he could have been caught for over-carrying as well.
That's for sure, yeah.
So it was a 50-50 call.
Shane O'Brien looking for his 50th white flag of the championship. Top scorer ahead of Ballybrown's Aidan O'Connor. So
difficult free now to start with out the sideline.
Yeah, I was just about to say, on the 20-metre line at the angle. Umpires, they consult, but they like it because O'Brien has split the posts, and a badly needed score even at this early juncture, and bang on 6 minutes.
6 minutes, 1-3 to a point, and Shane Dowling's puck has gone absolutely huge.
Brilliantly taken in there by Dahi Dempsey. Dempsey does well, but gives it off to Peter Casey. He shortens the grip, and Casey immediately replies, and it was all about Dahi Dempsey really. And David Dempsey, he doesn't have that scoring touch that maybe he had 6 or 7 years ago, but my God, is he influential in games.
Absolutely, the way he came out and caught the ball there, and just see the player running off, and no better boy than Peter Casey into his paw and over the bar.
as they look for Oisin O'Reilly. Ball spills out to Micheál Hoolan. I speculated he might play deeper, but he's certainly operating in the half-forward line. They work the ball into the runner, and that's Kieran O'Connor, the number 6, who has knocked it over. Another man who's had injury woes this season, and he makes no mistake from about 50 metres.
I'm just watching off the ball here, Tom. The movement and the Piarsaigh forwards, they're creating space for themselves, so they're getting that one-on-one.
Feeling dizzy watching them?
Yeah, they're creating space to get that one-on-one situation the whole time.
No clean possession on this occasion. Out comes Mark O'Loughlin with the ball. O'Loughlin gets fouled on the way, so we're going to have a free. Johnny Murphy just a few metres away, and every time a player looks to carry the ball through this the middle third really of the field, they're going to know about it immediately. The free is taken quick and overshoots the runway, and Shane O'Brien can't get there, but they're going to need to just steady down, or Kilmallock. They are a very experienced team, but nevertheless underdogs given the formidable opposition that lie in wait in the form of the Piarsaigh. So
long way to go yet. Kilmallock.
But next 5 or 10 minutes important for them, that that lead doesn't get really insurmountable.
Yeah, but like the first day as well, the same day against Monaleen. Monaleen started well and just got into a lead, and Kilmallock clawed it back the whole way back. But certainly this is a different opposition in the Piarsaigh.
Piarsaigh through Ronan Lynch up for Dahi Dempsey. Number 12, very, very short grip there, is able to pick it. Dempsey off to the races, bearing down inside that 20. He's been tripped on his way through. It was the fullback, Mark O'Loughlin, who didn't want him to go any further, and it's going to be a free in for Dempsey and co.
Kind of expecting a half a card here, yeah. Johnny Murphy calling him back over.
Yeah, it was cynical, really, wasn't it? I
yeah,
know we don't have
a yellow for.
Yeah. Anyone screaming at their TVs about a black card, of course, we don't have it at club level, so it's a yellow for O'Loughlin, who received 2 of those in round 2 in Doon. You'll recall Leo was sent off late in that contest, so he'll be conscious to watch his step as this contest wears on. 9 minutes about to tick by here as Kevin Downs gets his first real involvement in the game, and he makes no mistake with a free in the City side. 6 to the good. Conor Hanley Clark sweeping it up to that half-forward line. Gavin O'Mahony is beneath it. Micheál Hoolan is there as well, but Emmett McAvoy, JJ Carey making it very, very challenging for the South Limerick side, as eventually it's pulled on inside there. There's a clear race for possession, as David Wolfe thought he'd won the race, but back there was Vince Harrington, member of John Kiley's Limerick panel this season. So ball work back to Dylan O'Brien. Shane's brother works it inside nicely. That's going to go inside the post from David Wolfe. Didn't hesitate when he got it into his hand and dispatches it over.
Yeah, but most importantly from Kilmallock point of view is the work rate of their forwards there. They got the ball, they didn't let it, it wasn't clear that easily that it has been coming out in the first 10 minutes of the game. So from that point of view, turned over ball again and intercepted it, and no better boy than David Wolfe to keep the scoreboard ticking over, and great score from Kilmallock, settled them.
Johnny Murphy has already encouraged both goalkeepers to go quick, and again Dempsey wins the puck out, and again he's fouled, and it's Robbie Egan, I think, who's guilty on this occasion of fouling him.
Aaron Costa was trying to come in front of David Dempsey, got lost underneath it, and David judged that a little bit better, and the free again to the Piarsaigh, and you fully expecting Kevin Downs to bang this one over the bar, their first free of the game.
Yeah, we've had plenty of stormy conditions around the country, and indeed in Limerick in the last few days. We've yet to have a wide in this one, so testing enough breeze there, but I don't think this will test a player like Kevin Downs too much. And Downs knocks it over. So
yeah,
he's
just
happy with that one.
The energy levels that have been brought to by Piarsaigh in the first, as I said, 11 minutes of the game has been absolutely immense now. That scoreboard 1-6 in the first 10 minutes.
So puck out, work back to Dylan O'Brien, sweeping inside, looking for a Kilmallock jersey, but it's breaks in behind, and it's Jerome Boylan, the team captain, who will at the second attempt gather it. Boylan does well, and not that well though with his clearance, because a green jersey has it. That is Killian Hayes. Hayes does well through a sea of bodies as he chopped down. He is indeed by Mike Casey. So it's going to be a routine free.
Yeah, routine free in for Kilmallock. One that you think that this one should be going straight over the bar from Shane. But they're gradually working their way back into it. you know, this one goes over the bar, 1-6 to 4 points, back down to a 5-point lead, where they were 6 points down. There you go, straight over the bar.
Yeah, been trading point for point the last few minutes, but can they get a couple of quick fire back-to-back scores to tighten this one up? A reminder that this afternoon's coverage is brought to you in association with Limerick Motor Centre, the main Hyundai dealer in Limerick. They're based, of course, on the Ballysimon Road. As the ball is down on that far side, has it gone out over the line? Liam Berkery, the linesman over there, says it has. So it's going to be a line ball for the 8-time champions. Huge crowd in the stand just behind our camera here.
Yes, absolutely, and there's a huge crowd to far side of the field as well. You can see
they
it
might
there.
be braving it in the elements shortly.
Yeah, but look, that's the way it is. But certainly Limerick Club Hurling, the attendance in Limerick Club Hurling this year has been really, really good out here for the quarter final between Kilmallock and Monaleen. Huge crowd as well. You know, so in fairness, people have been turning up.
That's for sure. Mentioned semi-finals. Kilmallock have been in every single semi-final since missing out in 2011. That is a remarkable consistency for them, but they're going to need something more if they're going to have another day out here, as the ball is swept up the field, looking for that inside forward line, 2-on-2 inside there. Look at the strength of Mike Casey, but he doesn't get hurt. Shane O'Brien kicks it out in front, and play will continue. Clash of the Ash there as Emmett McAvoy, lovely roll lift from McAvoy. He comes out with it, passes it off to Mike Casey. Bit of a war zone there, the front of that football arc, as the ball is worked outside too. Phelan O'Reilly going down, bearing down on goals, and O'Reilly is adjudged to have been fouled early in the move, so it's going to be 20 metre free or thereabouts, as O'Reilly shows what he and I suppose his brother are a similar vein in that when they see a chance of a goal, they go and try and take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wondering the Piarsaigh players down though at the edge, is it?
It's Ronan Lynch, isn't
Ronan
it? Number
Lynch,
6, yeah. I think O'Reilly might have pulled a bit carelessly as the whistle was sounding, but tried to just get a contact on the ball. Johnny Murphy is calling in one of the backroom team. Just coming into view here in a moment. I think it's a Kilmallock man that he's calling in. He's just marking their card, having a word.
Yeah.
Much to do about nothing from our point of view anyway, but something must have been said as Shane O'Brien.
So we're back down to a 4-point game.
Easily knocks over. First time in the game that Kilmallock have scored consecutive points, so
back-to-back scores, yeah.
Important for them, and Shane O'Brien is the man to do it. So they move to 5, and that goal largely the difference now between the sides, as Ronan Lynch shakes off that bit of a knock, sends it very, very long. Robbie Hanley is beneath it, but so too is Dahi Dempsey. Ball breaking around in there, and it's missed, but pulled on the second attempt by Aaron Costello. You could feel the gasps around us from the Kilmallock support, because it could easily have led to another goal opportunity, as Kieran O'Connor diagonally looking for Shane O'Brien. Oh, look at the take from O'Brien, advantage coming. O'Brien skips by his man off the right. Shane O'Brien, has he brought it in? It is off target, but again a super fetch, and it's Vince Harrington now who is going to go into Johnny Murphy's notebook. So
yeah, just one of the things that you just know that Kilmallock have, obviously there's a lot of movement in the forward line there at the moment, and they're trying to get their matchups right, and they're trying to get isolated Shane O'Brien in a one-on-one situation similar to what they did against Monaleen. And certainly there, great take, turn and a free. This one goes over the bar, third score in a row, brings it back down to a 3-point game. Just the early disappointing goal from Kilmallock's point of view at the start of the game.
Yeah, so there was a point there, as you saw, for Shane O'Brien. There was also a yellow card for Vince Harrington.
Vince Harrington, yeah.
So the number 4 on the yellow card, he'll have to certainly watch his step. Easier said than done when you're playing against a player like Shane O'Brien. So could there be a case to switch the man that's marking him, or do you trust Vince Harrington?
Will Kilmallock allow the switch at this stage? Will Shane follow Vince? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're on the side, like that's
put
one
it in
thing.
on top of us, please. Yeah.
That's one of the things that you do. But and ironically, both teams, a player in the full back line, have here we go, someone looking to move a car.
Yeah, I hope it's not my one. I think I'm parked up far enough away, as ball goes down to Farron. Peter Casey roll lifts it, but it's met by the green wall, and now they're starting to really disrupt and dislodge the chances, as Robbie Hanley with the open helmet has to sweep it away, and maybe a little bit unsighted with the loose helmet. knocks it out over the line. We've yet to have a wide, Leo, if my statistics are correct. So
Yeah.
it's been quality stuff, it's fair to say.
As I said, though, Kilmallock, like the quarter-final, worked their way back into it. Just kept that scoreboard ticking over. The pace of it has died down a little bit from a Piarsaigh point of view, and they seem to be getting their little bit of that bit of composure and that guile that they're taking with them.
Casey moves it along to James Finn. He goes into a wall. They've lost the ball again, and Micheál Houlihan is there. The familiar socks up approach from him. He gives it back to O'Loughlin. He just clears these lines. There's going to be 2 blue jerseys beneath it. One of those is Vince Harrington, who looks certainly for now to have moved away from Shane O'Brien, but he gives it away to Oisín O'Reilly. He took his eye off it as the ball is dribbling along that surface. Every little ruck now is becoming a real almost flashpoint as Mike Foley gets on in front of Piarsaigh. He moves it down the wing, but nobody there on the same wavelength as Robbie Egan opens the shoulder, sending it inside. There's a big aerial battle inside there. David Wolfe thought he was fouled. Johnny Murphy says absolutely no way as Emmett McAvoy gets on it in open country. Shane O'Brien, look at the work rate from Shane O'Brien to forward, but McAvoy slips him. Little flick off towards Adrian Breen. What can he do on this occasion? First ball in hand, really, and Breen from the sideline has right on cue hit the wide. I cursed it by mentioning it a couple of moments ago, but good play to work it out from Emmett McAvoy, and Breen, unfortunately, from a tricky angle, sends it to the right and wide. Here's Phelim O'Reilly, or sorry, Oisín, I should say. Oisín does well, just spoons it off for himself, really. William O'Donoghue there for company, and already I can see a bit of blood on William O'Donoghue's jersey and shorts. It's a line ball going for the men from Kilmallock.
Huge work rate from William O'Donoghue, though. He literally hounded him, chased him down.
Very hard to catch a man like him. He's one of the fastest players in the senior grade, I think it's fair to say, in the form of Oisín O'Reilly. So William O'Donoghue had to be on his toes. Great there. Ball. Yeah, the sideline cut is switched nicely. 1-2 passes across to Robbie Egan, slips his man. Good hook there though by Casey. It falls for, this is Houlihan, tight angle, Micheál Houlihan, and Houlihan has brought it in, lovely. Micheál Houlihan makes it 4 points in a row, and suddenly a 2-point game here in Bruff.
Suddenly 2-point game in Bruff, but it was all the ball from Gavin O'Mahony here in front of us. Found Robbie, or was it?
Yeah, not sure Robbie Handley. Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, it was Robbie Handley. Switched it across
and switched Robbie across, Egan. And absolutely great score from.
Oh, lovely pick out from Shane Dowling.
Wide.
The shot does not match the build up from James Finn. And
that small little bit of experience there.
He actually had time to set himself.
He had more time than what he realised, and hit it in a hurry, and never looked like going over the bar.
Yeah, closer to a hole in one on the pitch and put behind the goals there than it was this point in the end. But first notable possession for Finn as up the other end. Mike Casey, superb strength to just ship the shoulder. It moves it on to Emmett McAvoy, and he goes into Robbie Handley. I tell you, you'd want to have your wits about you going through the middle here today. There's just hurleys and arms and legs everywhere as Aaron Costello wins the race for the first time this afternoon. He's fouled on his way out. Big psychological win for him against Dahi Dempsey. Dempsey had beaten him to a couple earlier.
Yeah, he has been. They were in different circumstances. That one came in low along the ground, read the break of it, and came out and gained control of it, and certainly won a worthy free. But he got lost under one or two puckouts that David Dempsey has come out and gathered early in the game.
So Robbie Hanley Clark, interestingly, is the fourth highest scorer for Kilmallock this season with 9 points from place balls. A superb. I think did they call it a wristy hurler? Is that it?
Nice. Come here.
Great hands altogether.
I remember him as a 16-year-old playing centre forward for us with Limerick development squad, and he was absolutely superb. He could do anything with those set of hands, let me tell you.
Well, what he's looking to do here is bring them to within a single point with what would be a 5th point in a row. It just looks to be tailing. With that bit of a breeze, probably did test him. A first wide so for Kilmallock, and certainly worth to go. We've seen him knocking him over. We saw him even the last day in the quarter-finals against Monaleen, scoring from a very similar position as, again, Dahi Dempsey. Oh, jinxies, man. Dempsey from the 65. Has that gone over? That is wonderful. Dahi Dempsey. Well, I think Aaron Costello was trying to line him up from about 2 days ago, and he missed him because Dempsey slipped him with the step and had to finish then to match.
Brilliant. Yeah, kind of. I know it's Aaron's style, but all he had to do really was to stand him up, get your composure and just stand him up. Instead of that, he went in full-blooded, 150%, and was sold, as I said, sold to dummy below O'Connell Street in Limerick.
As first score in nearly 10 minutes now for the 2023 champions, beaten a point last year by Doon, so they're on their way to try and rectify that as Peter Casey gets it in the middle of the field. Doesn't need a second opportunity, does Casey. He's added another one, outscoring his brother now as he moves on to 2 points.
Yeah, but it's just, Peter Casey, his experience coming short there in the middle of the field, creating that, giving that option. If you want to go long into the full forward line, go long into the full forward line. The other option is here. I'm standing here in the middle, and banks his second ball over the bar. In a very, very similar situation to the first point. Yeah,
if you're coaching, I suppose, youngsters, you'd be telling them not to just follow the ball and not to get sucked into the ball. He hangs back. It doesn't need to be where the ball is landing. Pulls out to where the space is, and he's an easy target then for a pass.
Absolutely, but you're in the back of your head to watch Peter Casey.
That's for sure. Or want to get a good hold of the jersey, but of course not allowed to do that as the puck out again reaches that half forward line. But again, blue jersey's beneath it, and the ruck is developing. Coming out with it is Mike Foley. Lovely little stick pass for Casey. His first touch isn't the greatest, and eventually Casey, losing his hurley, hand passes it down the line for Will Henn, but back there is Sean Carroll, and they've turned it over. Chance for James Finn. Finn working inside to Breen. Here's Breen looking for a second. Breen sends the keeper the wrong way, slips his man, and poacher supreme Adrian Breen. A huge goal for the Piarsaigh. 7 points after working the way back into a 3-point game. They had it down to 2 points at one stage, and now it's extended out in the last 3 or 4 minutes again. The Piarsaigh a little bit. Mark O'Loughlin got caught on the angle ball there. Certainly Kilmallock very disappointed how they turned the ball over. I think it was a loose hand pass.
The ball just played back in the middle, and I think there's the Piarsaigh's number 9, James Finn. Yeah, that's it. Finn sent it in to Breen, and I think, as Leo said for the first goal, no better man in this grade, really. He's so many goals down the years. Peter Casey looks to add another, and suddenly, after 4 points in a row for Kilmallock, that is a goal and 3 in response in what? About 2.5 minutes, if not even less. If you were manager in a Piarsaigh, you could have an argument going on in your head, whereas Peter Casey, the best advantage to me is he inside the full forward line, is inside the half forward line. Today you can see why they're playing him centre forward, just creates that space. That's for sure. His movement is everywhere, seems to play a lot of it over in that channel where he is now. Here he is again, steps inside Robbie Hanley, and Peter Casey looking for another. He has got it. Well, it's his 4 point. Unbelievable stuff. As I said, you want eyes in the back of your head for him. He just drifts across. Absolutely outstanding from Peter Casey. As the line ball now going in favour of Kilmallock. Superb stuff. In the space, just looking here at the stats, in the space of 6 minutes, you've gone from a 2-point game to a 9-point game. Simply because of, number one, Adrian Breen's excellence as being a goal poacher, and Peter Casey's guile as a centre forward. Cutting around the house, and chance here for Killian Hayes. Turns his man, Killian Hayes, off the middle of the crossbar. Well, very unlucky. He did so well. He was a forlorn figure there for Kilmallock. Beat a couple of men, got his shot away, but unfortunately for him, hits the red spot here in Bruff. And well, a big moment, a big let off from the Piarsaigh, as this is JJ Carey, puts the brakes on, hand passes inside to Dahi Dempsey, gets a couple of metres of separation, does Dempsey, and he's going to put a nail in the Kilmallock coffin at the other end, because, well, we could have been back to a 6-point game. We're now out to an 11-point game. Big moment at one end. Everyone in the Piarsaigh forwards have nearly scored this there, bar JJ Carey, and he's playing more over around the middle of the field. Yeah, over around the middle of the field, playing as the third midfielder, so they're all getting on scores. So it's William O'Donoghue with the line ball, looking for Gavin O'Mahony to get out of the way. Since it's back to Ronan Lynch, he won't need a second invitation. And is that going to go over? It has. Did it click the post on the way? It has indeed. Ronan Lynch knocks over another. And Kilmallock need something. They need a stop in the middle, and they need to score at the other end very promptly. Absolutely. That's 11 points now. Have a gap. And certainly a club that has one or two players. John Fitz would have been out there today with him, but he had a cruciate ligament injury. and had the operation during the week. Best wishes to John and that.
That's for sure, yeah. 1-5 without reply now for the men from the north side of Limerick City as the ball worked inside to Dahi Dempsey. He's starting to dictate things as well when he gets on the ball. Switches across to Breen. And Breen is going to get it here. Has to roll, lift it there. Gets another bite of the cherry. Loses his hurley, does Breen. He did a lot there on his own, but the ball eventually finds Peter Casey. Casey does well, and eventually Aaron Costello gets clean possession and can sweep it up the field. Shane O'Brien is there, and there's a foul given against Mike Casey. He looks perplexed. Shane O'Brien will take it all day. I think he's called an early maybe engagement from Mike Casey. So the inter-county teammates very tight to each other.
I'd say that has been a scene before inside training where they've been pulling and dragging off each other.
Yeah. So Shane O'Brien gets
difficult free now.
Gets the victory here. You probably see by his jersey billowing slightly. Just that diagonal breeze is often the case here in Bruff, coming kind of from the clubhouse over to the left. And O'Brien, as he brought it in enough, well, Leo, I think you correctly called it. It was a difficult and challenging free. Well, is Johnny Murphy, is he going to let him retake it? Or is it Mike Casey? No, he's not letting him retake it. Mike Casey's protests
picking up a yellow.
Yeah, didn't fall on deaf ears. I think Johnny Murphy must have heard what he said. So it's a yellow card for the fullback. So now two of the Piarsaigh fullback line on yellow cards. So they'll have to watch their step as this one progresses. Ball all the way down, and it's going to be that man again, Peter Casey. Peter Casey from the tight angle has not brought it in enough, and he sent it to the left and wide.
That's the Piarsaigh's third wide. As against Kilmallock, the shooting has been absolutely impeccable.
So Johnny Murphy again with more administration to do.
Robbie Egan picking up a yellow.
Yeah, Robbie Egan involved in something again.
The problem with all these yellows is that they're beginning to mount.
Yeah.
Like if you have a one-on-one situation inside that in the Piarsaigh full back line at the moment, and it's Vince Harrington or Mike Casey, they're both on yellows.
Yeah, gonna have to let your man go past, don't you?
It's something that, you know, a managerial decision like going into the second half is going to have to be made. Do you know what I mean? Do you want going down the final stretch, 15-20 minutes to go here? Do you want to be playing with 14 men in the field? Because if it happens, you know, it puts pressure on the referee, and the referee has to do his job.
Yeah, and ball handled on the floor here, so Shane O'Brien will trot out for this free. But from Kilmallock's point of view, they need all 15 on the field, because
absolutely, like as I said,
that scoreboard on the top of our screens there will show they're under big pressure already. So
as I said, two of their backs as well, Mark O'Loughlin and Robbie Egan, both on yellows. You know, so it's danger territory, to be quite honest.
So Shane O'Brien, has he knocked that one over? No, he hasn't. He sent it to the left and wide, and things not going well in the last few minutes. Aside from those two missed frees, they've also hit the crossbar, as Peter Casey sees a bit of green grass in front of him, and Casey off his favoured left. Has he punished it at the other end? He certainly has. I tell you, Leo, that programme of yours will run out of space for Peter Casey soon. 5 points for play, and we're not even at the midway point.
We'll have to start down the negative stream. He's one wide.
That's it. There's the negative. Yeah, one wide. Well, 5 out of 6 ain't bad. Ball with Shane O'Brien. Lovely hand pass to Robbie Hanley. Hanley taking on his man, and he's judged to have thrown the ball, and opportunities. Well, the players are now getting involved just slightly off screen. Johnny Murphy trying to restore order. Getting to know each other. I'm sure they know each other very, very well. These players play every single year, sometimes twice, as is the case this year. You have to go back, Leo, to 2020 since Kilmallock won this head-to-head clash, so it has been a while.
Yeah, but look, as I said, they worked their way back into the game. 10 minutes into the game, the Piarsaigh looked to be in a comfortable position. They were 1-6 to 3 points up. And next 10 minutes, Kilmallock literally took over and got 5 scores in a row. And like the last 10 minutes is between Adrian Breen and
Peter Casey. Yeah.
Peter Casey. The Peter Casey show the last 10 minutes, really, to be quite honest.
That's for sure. As Aaron Costello comes out with it, has to jink back to Mark O'Loughlin. His touch is good, and O'Loughlin will switch play to the team captain. That is Robbie Egan. Scored a winning goal at this venue as a full forward 2 years ago against Doon, or is it 3 years ago I should say, into Shane O'Brien. O'Brien snaps it out of the sky, and O'Brien on the swivel. Lovely score from the Bull. As a roar for the Bull just over to my right. Shane O'Brien, he watched it all the way, never took his eyes off it, and then knew where the posts were to knock one over.
Yeah, brings it back down to an 11-point game. certainly we're just gone into a minute and a half into injury time now. So from that point of view, another score maybe before they win at half time, if they can. Peter Case giving away that free Aaron, rightfully so, standing over the ball.
Yeah, pulled the jersey. I think of Aaron Costello, who ended up on the surface. Conor Andy Clark will have a go here. They got to cling on to something, do Kilmallock. So the last couple of scores, if they can get one here, couple of scores at the half is going to try and lift them a little bit going into Justin. But it does seem to me a long way back against a free scoring team like Piarsaigh.
Absolutely, but look, no better club than Kilmallock to work their way out of these situations, and no doubt they'll mount the challenge in the second half.
Yeah, Conor Hanley Clark has measured it to perfection, and his earlier one was a bit of a sighter. This time he's knocked it over, and there is the half-time whistle. So half-time, it is a 10-point buffer for Piarsaigh, 2:13-9, and Leo, if there were many people's favourites for the championship before this game, they're certainly showing why. 2:13, they've been very impressive. That whole forward unit really have shown exactly why Piarsaigh are many people's favourites.
Yeah, look, there's two factors in my opinion that have really stuck out here. Number one, Piarsaigh settled really early, got on the ball, took their opportunities that became available to them, and they worked really well. The early goal gave them made the first attack literally, and they get the early goal, and that settled Piarsaigh. As we said, they put on another 5-6 points on top of that 10 minutes into the game. Then, as Kilmallock can do, Kilmallock worked their way back into it, got their numbers around the breaking ball, worked really hard, and took the challenge, and they put 4 or 5 scores on the board together. If you look at it from there on in, though, Peter Casey, it became the Peter Casey show, and then the second goal opportunity came really through a mistake. Yeah. To be quite honest.
Maybe even a couple of mistakes, really.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes made. They had a ball at the far side of the field. Ball should have been cleared. They went to pass too many, turned over, diagonal ball across. Aaron rushed in, or it was Mark O'Loughlin, I think, to be quite honest. Mark rushed in, ball broke to Adrian Breen. Adrian Breen finished, put the second goal, second score on the board for him. And from there on in, Peter Casey, point after point after point. Peter Casey has 5 points on the board now at half time, and certainly it looks like a tall order going into the second half, but don't write off Kilmallock. They'll just work their way back into it like they did, but they really need to start early. They really need to, maybe the first 10 minutes of the second half, get a goal as early as possible and get a couple of points on the board and take it from there.
Okay, well, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break here. The stream will stay perfectly live, so we'll be back with the second half very shortly.
Brian Healy Electrical are driven to provide our clients with a complete, quality, cost-effective electrical service installation and after-sales care service, which is second to none, while maintaining safety for all and cooperation with all relevant parties. Custom Sportswear and Workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
Looking for a new car or expert service? Visit Limerick Motor Centre, your main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. A proud family business for over 30 years, we're Ireland's longest-serving Hyundai dealer. With sales, service, parts and finance all under one roof, our dedicated team delivers value, expertise and customer care you can trust. Call 061 417 141 or visit limerickmotorcentre.ie. Limerick Motor Centre, driving with you for over 30 years.
Brian Healy Electrical are driven to provide our clients with a complete, quality, cost-effective electrical service installation and after-sales care service, which is second to none, while maintaining safety for all and cooperation with all relevant parties.
And a single point from play, his tally thus far, as he puts plenty on it. Where's it going to go? It's in around the house. Kevin Downs has been eaten as to it from. It's flicked to the net. It breaks in. After they work it back to Mike Casey from the 65. Casey, well, not known for his scoring, but green grass to come into Breen. Turns onto his right. Breen shortens the grip ever so slightly around already. Will Hen from the 65. Hen was the scoring chief.
To start out the
Sure
line.
is, yeah, I was just about to say on the 20-metre line at the angle. Dempsey does well, but gives it off to Peter Casey. He shortens the grip, and Casey immediately speculated he might play deeper, but he's certainly operating in the half-forward line. They work the ball into the runner. About to tick by here as Kevin Downs gets it. Shane's brother works it inside nicely. That's going to go inside the post from David. Downs too much. And Downs knocks it over.
Where there were 6 points down. There you go, straight over the bar.
Yeah, from our point of view anyway, but something must have been said as Shane O'Brien.
So back down to a 3-point game. Just the early, the disappointing goal from Kilmallock's point of view.
It falls for, this is Houlihan, tight angle, Mihal Houlihan. Oh, jinxies, man. Dempsey from the 65. Has that gone over? Beating the point last year by Doon, so they're on their way to try and rectify that as Peter Casey gets it in the middle of the field. Doesn't need a second opportunity, losing his hurley. Hand passes it down the line for Will Hen, but back there is Sean Carroll. And turned it over. Chance for James Finn. Finn working inside to Breen. Here's Breen looking for a second. Breen sends the keeper there. So many goals down the years. Peter Casey looks to add another. And again, steps inside Robbie Hanley. And Peter Casey looking for
as a centre forward.
Cutting around the house. And chance
Well,
here for Killian Hayes. Turns his man. Killian Hayes off the middle. JJ Carey puts the brakes on. Hand passes inside to Dahi Dempsey. Gets a couple of metres of separation, does Dempsey, and he's going to put to get out of the way. Since it's back to Ronan Lynch, he won't need a second invitation. And is that going to go over? It has from the clubhouse over to the left, and O'Brien, has he brought it in enough? Green grass in front of him, and Casey off his favoured left. Has he punished it at the forward 2 years ago against Doon, or is it, sorry, 3 years ago I should say, into Shane O'Brien. O'Brien snaps it out of the sky, and O'Brien on the swivel.
These situations, I've no doubt they'll mount the challenge in the second half.
Yeah, Conor Hanley-Clark has measured it to perfection. of this Whitebox Properties Limerick Senior Hurling Championship clash. The youngsters from Bruff just making their way out. They provided some great half-time entertainment here, and as you can see, the light blue of Na Piarsaigh have re-emerged from the dressing room. Very, very happy, I'm sure, to be 2-13 to 9 points to the good. And just a gentle reminder that this afternoon's broadcast is brought to you in association with the Limerick Motor Centre, the main Hyundai dealer in Limerick, and they are, of course, located on the Ballysimon Road. Leo, I think you were inching to make a case there for Kilmallock to make a comeback. I was probably leaning the other way and thinking that Na Piarsaigh have this done, but it goes nearly without saying, the next 5 or 10 minutes, Kilmallock have to, I suppose, build a bit of a storm here in front of this Na Piarsaigh goal, have to get a couple of scores and bring it to life. Yeah,
it's not that you're making a case for Kilmallock to come back into it. Kilmallock, Graham is on now. They're bringing him on for the start second half. They're throwing caution to the wind. They know they've got to get goals. They're going to have to end up here with probably 2-3 goals. And certainly about 21, 22 points.
And close the back door here as well.
Yeah, they have to do what Na Piarsaigh did in the first half. They have to put 2-13 on the scoreboard. You know, and that means that they literally have to put up a complete blockout of Na Piarsaigh, because Na Piarsaigh stopped committing silly frees and just worked their way back, and just announcing there that Graham was coming back on. But certainly out around the middle of the field now, you'll see the experience here of William O'Donoghue in the second half, and just let's see how it goes. First 10 minutes is vitally important from Kilmallock point of view.
Yeah, the ball is in and we're underway for the second half, and William O'Donoghue, as the judges have thrown the ball. Graham Mulcahy, as was mentioned, wearing the number 28 jersey. You just see him there centre of the screen. So he was in for the throw-in. I believe it was a hamstring complaint that kept him sidelined for the last 2 games. He went off against Na Piarsaigh in round 4 and hasn't been seen in action since. So an immediate chance for Conor Hanley-Clark to add to that one that he got late in the first half.
If it was important in the normal scale of a game, it was really important to put this one over the bar, but it's become twice as important now, to be quite honest, that they convert every opportunity.
To energise everyone around them as well, and as you say, convert everything. So Hanley-Clark from his own 65, huge roar from those who were able to see it initially. It's gone straight over, and a second for Hanley-Clark, and the first of his second half.
That's 11 points in the championship for Conor Hanley-Clark for a goalkeeper, some record.
Some forwards out there would be quite jealous of that, as they move on to double digits. Ball with Dahi Dempsey, the number 12. Hand passes it out. Ball pulled on by Mike Foley. Graham Mulcahy, first involvement for him. Hand passes it out to Oisin O'Reilly. He works it on to Micheál Houlihan, heading towards that sideline. Does he have it measured to perfection? Oh, I thought he had it. Just goes just across that face of goal and wide. So good energy immediately from the throw-in, as we would expect from a proud club like Kilmallock. They want to throw the kitchen sink really at Na Piarsaigh. Yeah,
but just wondering about Kilmallock's strategy on their puck outs. They're leaving the space down here, and you saw Shane Dowling, better guy to pick up David Dempsey. That's exactly what he did in the first puck out. Yeah,
there's an opening here. James Finn jetting it across the square. He was looking for Breen, who might have immediately been thinking of a hat-trick, and Breen fouls Costello on the way out. But opportunity for Finn passed up in terms of a point. As you can see, Gavin O'Mahony taking the free there. He's dropped back in the into the defensive quarters at the start of this second half. Lovely little hand pass for the run of Vince Harrington. He jets it off to Will Hen, and Hen jinks inside there, pulled on by Phelim O'Reilly, as it's a big gathering of bodies now in front of the 2 dugouts. Ball hand passed out to Shane O'Brien. O'Brien met by Peter Casey. Advantage coming, and Houlihan will want to have a go from here. There's going to be no advantage. Johnny Murphy is going to call this one back, and we're going to have a free and a second opportunity for a place ball for Kilmallock. So small momentum, but momentum nonetheless, as we know they closed the first half with 2 points and could start the second half with the first 2 as well.
Absolutely, but I just think that this one goes over the bar. If we keep mentioning it, take every opportunity that comes available to them, get this over the bar, get another score, and just inch their way back into it, as they did in the first half, and got it back down to a 2-point game at one stage after being 7 points down early in the game. But look, they didn't finish the first half really well, and that's what subsequently has created the mountain from the climb.
So he's just behind that 45-metre line, over on the far side, and
that's his 5th point from frees today. a stat that in Piarsaigh, if they get over the line here today, they're going to go that puck out again, down in front of David Dempsey.
Yeah, as Shane O'Brien moves to 6 points, 5 from frees, as finally Kilmallock get a bit of a stop on the Dahi Dempsey influence. As the ball breaks now for O'Reilly. O'Reilly taking on Ronan Lynch. O'Reilly going for the goal. It's tipped onto the bar by Shane Dowling, and again it escapes anything for Kilmallock, and bit of a charmed life on that the Piarsaigh goal. In fairness, I think Dowling did get a little nick on it. Credit to him, watched it all the way, but another goal opportunity goes a begging for the men in green and white. As up at the other end, there's a skirmish for possession. Dahi Dempsey is there. Dempsey has a couple of swipes at Robbie Hanley. Hanley does well, comes out of a sea of bodies, moves it on to Kieran O'Connor. This is O'Connor in the red helmet. First start in a number of weeks. Moves it on to Phelim O'Reilly. Just can't get his touch right. And now Shane O'Brien breaks onto it, who has possession. As eventually na Piarsaigh can clear the lines. Here's Peter Casey moving it inside to the influential Breen, one of the more senior men on the panel. Breen is judged to have overcarried. Graham Mulcahy was back there. So too was Aaron Costello. They stood him up and forced the mistake, forced the overcarry. And na Piarsaigh yet to get to the full pitch of this game in the second half.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at Kilmallock inside in the full forward line. They've gone for broke. They've Shane O'Brien, they've Wolf and Oisin O'Reilly inside the full forward line. They need quick ball in as quick as possible. They don't need to be messing about with it like they were there in their last possession, and not having the composure to gather the ball. And as a result, it was turned over.
Ball sent very directly towards Oisin O'Reilly, but it spills off him, and it's Emmett McAvoy who'll race away with it. McAvoy, previously minor and 20 with Limerick, a bit of senior panel time as well in recent seasons. Peter Casey carries it through the traffic. Advantage for Peter Casey, switches it to Adrian Breen. Johnny Murphy is happy the advantage has been played. So Breen jinking one way, and Breen from a tight angle. Has he brought it in enough? I think he has. In fact, no, it's stayed left outside the post. Johnny Murphy's just going to have a word for one of the Kilmallock men. That is Kieran O'Connor. There's a sub also being prepared in the form of Tommy Grimes for na Piarsaigh. So Shane O'Neill goes with the first roll of the dice from his point of view. James Finn that's making way. A bit more experience in the form of Tommy Grimes, and maybe just kind of starting to lose that battle ever so slightly at the start of the second half.
Yeah, Graham's influence out around the middle of the field, as I said. He's picking up an awful lot of ball and was creating an awful lot of chances for Kilmallock, delivering good ball. But look, na Piarsaigh, that's the strength of their bench. Ironically, though, I was very surprised when Tommy didn't start, to be quite honest. Can't be the guy with the experience that he has.
Yeah, he's plenty of it. They tried to work it through the lines, but just a little bit misguided as Egan gets on it, gives it to Killian Hayes, and Hayes sweeping it inside, looking for Oisin O'Reilly. He'll win the race ahead of Ronan Lynch. O'Reilly heading away to that touchline. Off his left, it's straight between the posts, and Oisin O'Reilly coming nicely to the boil in this second half, and he knocks over their 12 points. So 3 in a row, plus the 2 with the before half-time, 5 on the bounce for Kilmallock. So a green flag would be nice now to match with it.
Listen, I said the first 10 minutes is really, really important here. Let's see how it plays out. That puck out comes again. Just something Kilmallock are going to have to shut out that puck out, to be quite honest. Yeah,
David Dempsey does well. Tommy Grimes now is there. Graham Mulcahy tracking it all the way. Knocked out over the line by Grimes, and every time there's a turnover, there's energy. I can just see.
Can't understand why Kilmallock can't get their corner forward to come out wing and let their wing forward come back, drop in front of David Dempsey, because 3 puck outs start the second half, and the same puck out has been in operation.
Ball breaking it up to O'Reilly. O'Reilly is off to the races. They're going to take on McAvoy. O'Reilly, brilliant.
Well done,
brilliant from McAvoy. Always with the eyes on the yellow slitter. Just knocked it cleanly and fairly off the hurley. Ball swept inside now for Breen. Breen looking for the hat-trick. Breen! Where's it gone? Narrowly wide. Well,
hit the side netting.
Just off target. And it was McAvoy who made it really with the turnover. Grimes swept it inside to Breen, and Breen's effort off target. So a let off for Kilmallock. Shane O'Brien is inside there. He thinks his hurley is pulled. O'Brien picks it up, and O'Brien once again with a score of the highest quality. What a score from Shane O'Brien.
I use this phrase a lot. Class is her form is temporary, class is permanent. That's what Shane O'Brien has.
Yeah, 2 points from play now for him. And a second of this second half in all for him, and suddenly 4-0. Kevin Downs, not seeing an awful lot of him on the ball as he works it inside to Grimes. Grimes from a tricky angle, has he floated it up nicely? I think it has just crept inside the post. Indeed it has. So Tommy Grimes stops the rat for Na Piarsaigh. Surprised I'm even saying something like that, but it was back to a 2-goal game, and now Grimes knocks one over at the other end. Badly needed. He's been brought a bit of energy as Phelan O'Reilly gets on.
This is the chance.
O'Reilly racing through. O'Reilly, oh, look at the flick by Mike Casey. O'Reilly loses his hurley. Again,
absolutely
eyes only
brilliant.
Firmly for the ball, and Casey just batted it away cleanly. And as I said already, fairly as well. Ball swept upside as Dahi Dempsey is beneath it. Dempsey loses his footing. Graham Mulcahy sweeps it length to length, or end to end, as they look for a green jersey inside there. Shane Dowling does well, reads the flight of it, and cleverly and composed knocks it across to one of his colleagues. As the ball up to Will Henn. He's met by the challenge of Dylan O'Brien. An advantage coming as Dylan O'Brien ends up on the surface, and O'Brien gives a bit of a roar to his colleagues as an opportunity for Hanley Clark to knock over another.
Yeah, that little bit of belief is coming back into. Is it?
Yeah, it looks like
Phelan
O'Reilly. No, he's been injured and struggling for full match fitness as the competition has worn on.
Tom Savage.
So, Tom Savage wearing 22, so 22 for 12 in the Kilmallock ranks. And opportunity now for Conor Hanley Clark. Interesting to note that James Hickey, the Kilmallock manager, is up on the balcony watching the game here. I don't think I've seen that before with a team manager, but he's watching from a different perch as the free goes wide from Hanley Clark. Interesting one, Leo, isn't it? That he's getting the best view of all in some senses, but he's probably in communication with his entire backroom team as well.
Without shadow of a doubt, totally in communication.
Yeah. Peter Casey going to race on to the puck. Oh, Casey chinking, lovely one-handed pick inside, and sends it on to the runner. That's JJ Carey, and Carey arrows it across to Will Henn in a much more advantageous position, and he has tucked it in between the posts. Brilliant team move, as is so often the case from the Piarsaigh, and Will Henn finishes.
That's the situation you're in. Like you're what, 8 points up. You know, every score nearly becomes a two score for you at this stage.
It's a hammer blow to Kilmallock every time.
Yeah, it is. Like, because they're just working that scoreboard, keeping ticking over, and you see, look, just the way the ball has been turned over, that little bit of composure, that extra bit of composure that the Piarsaigh have. Here's
a goal chance here now. Will Henn racing through. Henn is pulled unceremoniously to the floor by Dylan O'Brien. I don't like to praise this sort of stuff, but very sensible defending, I think it's fair to say, Leo.
Yeah,
would you disagree?
You could say that, all right, yeah.
I mean, if he lets him by there, it's a 2-on-1. He slips it to Breen, and Breen probably bags his hat-trick. So I think Dylan O'Brien will be very happy to concede just a point and get the yellow card. Although he slipped in the initial run through. The Piarsaigh in their dominance or their success down the years in Limerick, they've always managed to get green flags, really, Leo, haven't they? 2, 3, 4 a game, very, very regularly down the years.
Yeah,
that has been their MO, really.
Don't rule it out yet, like, because you're 42 minutes, you're 18 minutes still to go. Here, certainly this is putting it back up to an 8-point game again. Kevin Downs bangs that one over the bar.
Yeah, back out to 9, in fact, now with 2-16. Yeah, as Downs knocks out another.
2-16, 9-point game again. But certainly, as I said, every score for Na Piarsaigh becomes a 2-point score rather than the opposite way around.
Yeah, 3 in a row now for them to just repel Kilmallock a little bit. As Graham Mulcahy's on it there, is Robbie Hanley, man on his travels, I think, the last couple of years as well, but has been committed to the cause as ball worked out. But again, there's a swarm of Kilmallock men beneath it. Graham Mulcahy is there as who has the ball passed out to Robbie Hanley from halfway, looks to send it inside. Ball is it fetched inside there? Oisin O'Reilly thought he had it, but again the defensive duties, I think it was Vince Harrington who tidied it up, and they've now cleared their lines through one of the men over on that far side. Ball now with Kieran O'Connor, and O'Connor has knocked it inside. Who has the possession? is it with a green jersey? It's not. And again, it's Vince Harrington picking up the pieces. Tommy Grimes sweeping it left-handed up that wing. And Breen and Buck Peter Casey go for it as Paul switched brilliantly across by Aaron Costello to Conor Hanley-Clark. And I'm sure this is going to go all the way in around the house. Hanley-Clark gives it absolutely everything. Who's beneath it? Only Mike Casey sensibly bats it away to, once again, Vince Harrington. And there's now time for Ronan Lynch to get his head up, surveying some options. Diagonal ball. There's two Kilmallock men there as Peter Casey contests it with them, but strength in numbers as Kieran O'Connor gets on it. Ball in play for a full minute, I think, at this stage as Shane O'Brien gets on it. O'Brien jinking one way, jinking the other, off his left. Casey hit it too much to this right-hand side. He has. And disappointment again for Kilmallock.
Like the experience in the Piarsaigh, that 5 players around the last ball that came in from Conor Hanley-Clark, a big deep ball into the edge of the 14-yard line, but that 5 players around it, and that's the difference. They can afford to sit back there. Puck out goes down, straight down in front of David Dempsey again. I'm sorry, I don't know how someone's not seen it.
If you were doing a puck out map, you'd have like nearly 100 dots down at that number.
You can have all the stats you want, but if someone's not telling you that every puck out's coming down here, you're in bother on the sideline.
Yeah, that's for sure. David Wolfe moves it back to the number 22, Tom Savage, under a little bit of pressure, a little bit off balance. And the net result is another wide. As 2 changes for Kilmallock. I think old and young coming in here. Shane Dowling, I believe, is one of them. And also coming on is Paddy O'Brien wearing 21. Making way are Gavin O'Mahony. And it looks to be one of the defensive players, Killian Hayes, who would kind of been in a reshuffle, ended in the full back line. So off go Killian Hayes and Gavin O'Mahony. And in come, I'm nearly forgetting who I even said, Paddy O'Brien and Shane Dowling.
With 2 Shane Dowlings on the field now.
Yeah, 2 Shane Dowlings on the field. One of them has the slitter in his hand, ready to go with the resumption. In fact, number 13, David Wolfe, has made way. Is there perhaps Killian Hayes is still on the field? Try and confirm that when I have it. Maybe again just a positional rejig, but I see there Conor Staunton is in as well. So it was actually a triple substitution for Kilmallock. As ball whipped on by Kevin Downs. For a second, I'm sure he was hoping the net would billow, but it doesn't. So that'll tell you that
was Kevin Downs of old. Kevin Downs read that really well. Knew where the break was going to come onto it. Adrian Breen just flicked the ball back down from the break, and Downsy went in and pulled it. Very unlucky not to end up in the back of the net.
Shane O'Brien pulls the puck out of the sky. Has he knocked it over? He has indeed. Shane O'Brien, that is like absolute trademark for him. Look at that, just leaps over the Piarsaigh man, pulls it out of the air, and within maybe 3/4 of a second has the ball in off his hurley and over the bar. It was
halfway through the second half now, probably 16 minutes in, a bit of injury time at the end of it. Like it's free out now from the Piarsaigh, but one of the most important things that like a goal needs to arrive in the next 4 or 5 minutes to get this Kilmallock team back into it with 10 minutes to go.
They've brought on the fresh legs. I think they've used 4 of their 5 subs now already, so they need something else now just to rock the Piarsaigh and just to energise themselves for the final push here.
Absolutely. Like you've Oisin back out the field now, back out playing centre forward. You've Paddy gone into the edge of the square. Shane O'Brien is 50 yards and goals. You just need to get in around there, get in around that big parallelogram and make it stick. Robbie Egan, I should say, passed it back towards Micheál Houlihan. Clever stuff from Conor Staunton to knock it out to Robbie Hanley. And he, under a bit of pressure, sweeps it inside. There's an early engagement again from Mike Casey. And the Kilmallock support looking for a second yellow for Mike Casey. I'd say Johnny has he's telling him no. You can see he just had a little word there and said, Mike, we're borderline.
Mike's experienced enough to know himself.
Yeah, we're borderline here.
So.
Look, he's plenty of experience and has been absolutely savage in that full back line today from the Piarsaigh.
So Shane O'Brien got 3 from playing. What's that now? 7 frees, maybe?
6 frees, is it?
Yeah.
6 frees, that's 9 points from.
So he brings himself once again to the top of their scoring charts as Shane Dowling clears these lines. I did see his father-in-law watching the game, I think with believed to be Shane's young child as well, so they're all in tow here to watch this one. bumper weekend of Gaelic games in Limerick, semi-finals galore. It'll be Doon or Ballybrown who will face the winners of this one, and it looks to me to be the Piarsaigh men, but a goal for Kilmallock is absolutely paramount in the next couple of minutes as Kevin Downs surveys his option. Little golf stroke in, but read easily and read well by Graham Mulcahy. Here's Oisin O'Reilly. He's upended as William O'Donoghue, who's in a spot or bother. Just a bit of a clash as Tommy Grimes gives away the free. But William O'Donoghue immediately pulls off the helmet, and medics in for him. Yellow card for Grimes. So another man into the notebook. I tell you, Johnny, we're running out of paper soon, will he?
I know, it's just one of those situations where he's doing his job in fairness.
For sure,
There's been nothing controversial here today. William O'Donoghue looks to have picked up the cut here now.
So we may have a temporary sub for him, but thankfully William back to his feet, just getting treatment from the backroom team.
This one goes over the bar. We're back down to a 6-point game, 2-score game. A goal will make a huge difference in it.
But the clock is running on in that top left corner, as these delays now will mean we'll have a handful of minutes of extra time. So William O'Donoghue, I think because he removed the helmet, has to make his way off the field temporarily, as looks to be okay to continue. So Hanley Clark from bang in the middle of the field over towards that left-hand touchline. Has he nailed it? I think he has. Indeed, another one for Hanley Clark. And 3 in a row for the Piarsaigh, replied by 3 in a row for Kilmallock. And I just get
6
the
points.
Sense, yeah, I do.
10 minutes to go.
I do feel they're going to need one green flag. I know maybe at half-time you talk to
it's just one of those situations where they're going to have to take every opportunity that comes their way, and this is the problem. The Piarsaigh, as I said, will keep the scoreboard ticking over.
As the ball been knocked over, indeed it has. It's the number 18. That's Dylan Lynch. He came on in recent minutes, so Dylan Lynch gets his name on the score sheet. I was looking at his productivity in the championship so far.
Kind of impact you want off the bench, Tom. Tommy Grimes come on, got a score. Dylan Lynch comes on, gets a score. Huge impact.
Yeah, Dylan Lynch, 2-7 to his name in the championship. He's been very sporadically used so far, as Emmett McAvoy comes out with it. Ball knocked inside, and Lynch, fresh legs, almost wins the race, but Dylan O'Brien reads it just that fraction better. Ball to Robbie Hanley. He has time, going direct inside, looking for Paddy O'Brien. O'Brien puts up the hurley, but Emmett McAvoy is there, and all the while a lot of those breaks kind of falling to blue jerseys, aren't they?
Absolutely, but you've got to admire the Piarsaigh's composure back there. Look, it's just the ball is sticking, everything goes to hand.
They're like a soccer team.
You can't wish any better than that.
Yeah, no one just knocking the ball away for the sake of it. As Peter Casey ends up on all fours, and a line ball coming for Kilmallock. Casey probably hoping for a free. We will, of course, have our Mike O'Connell menswear man of the match at full time. I'm sure Leo has a few ideas around that. There's been some standout candidates in blue and 1 or 2 in green who've led the charge so far. So we'll come to that in due course, as the ball is cut well by Conor Staunton. But again, Emmett McAvoy reads it, and he gets on it. McAvoy, the second and the third attempt, can't clear his lines. Oisin O'Reilly hand passes it off to Paddy O'Brien. O'Brien, tricky angle. Has he brought it in enough? I think he has. Paddy O'Brien. Talk about impact from the bench. There's something for Kilmallock, and it's a 5-point game all of a sudden.
Yeah, as I said, no better team than Kilmallock. They'll keep chipping away at you.
That's for sure, as the puck out doesn't go to plan. Here's Conor Staunton. Staunton takes a lot of steps out of it, does well though to eventually move it on. There's an advantage coming for a bit of a careless use of the hurley. There's going to be a free there for the Piarsaigh, and it just gives them a chance to steady themselves and reset. But credit to Kilmallock, they've thrown down the gauntlet almost to the Piarsaigh.
Yeah, that 6 points, that 6-point gap is absolutely huge. As I said, just 8 minutes to go, 7.5 minutes to go here. Just the need of goal. They're going to have to manufacture it somewhere. Yeah,
Shane O'Brien has accounted for 4 of their championship goals to date. Killian Hayes and Oisin O'Reilly and David Wolfe, with 1 apiece. So 7 goals to date for them, as the ball dropping in around the square. Very well taken by Conor Hanley Clark. We spoke about his good hands, and it's good goalkeeping from him. Robbie Egan can't tidy up the pieces though. Graham Mulcahy back there foraging. How did Love, I suppose, to deploy him higher up the field as Aaron Costello gets on it. Costello to Houlihan. And he moves it on nicely to Kieran O'Connor. Sweeps it down the field, but Ronan Lynch is there on the cover. And Lynch just let it run and then flicked it away from Paddy O'Brien. And they're trying to tidy it up. Mike Casey does well. Little brick flick onto one of the runners there. That's Mike Foley. Mainstay on the team for so many years now. Foley sends it up there looking for Dylan Lynch, but eventually it comes to Dahi Dempsey. Coming off the shoulder is Kevin Downs. Didn't catch all of it though, and Hanley Clark is sharp off his line. Moves it on to Robbie Hanley, and Hanley now will sweep it diagonally towards Shane O'Brien. The Bulldog beaten to it by Vince Harrington. In fact, it was Jerome Boylan and then Vince Harrington. We must credit Vince Harrington, Jerome Boylan and Mike Casey. The full back line, they've been fairly rock solid in the main. There's only so much you can do to stop the likes of Shane O'Brien when they get modern.
That's all the ball by Peter Casey.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a second as Breen moves it on to Dylan Lynch. Lynch bearing down on goal. Is he going to take a point? I think he sensibly is. Oh, bang, straight back off the post and straight back to Graham Mulcahy.
Early ball here.
Ball goes in. There's a clash of two hurleys as Shane O'Brien can't gather it. 6 points the margin. 5 minutes as the ball is stopped. There's a Kilmallock player in a certain amount of discomfort there inside the defensive 45 for them. So it gives everyone a chance to just reset and catch their breath. Hopefully everything okay there. But we have a sub on the far side. Number 12 is making way. That's David Dempsey, Dahi Dempsey. And in his place will come his younger brother Keith. Superb family of hurlers, aren't they, the Dempseys? I know you've Alan there as well. In years gone by. I know he's been lining out with the second team more so in recent years, but given some service to the club as well, and county as well in some cases.
Absolutely. Alan Dempsey has been, without shadow of a doubt, one of the leading lights in the Piarsaigh GA club, and when they look back on it, he's one of the players that they'll know that he has given them everything as a club over the last 20 years, in fairness to Alan Dempsey.
Yeah. So the youngest of the three, Keith,
all three of them, in fairness, absolutely, the club should be so proud of him.
So a chance for the play to resume. The rain finally arrives here in Bruff. There'll be a bit of a scramble to get to Kilmallock for the second of the semi-finals, but this one not done just yet as Ronan Lynch does well, moves it on to William O'Donoghue, and O'Donoghue diagonally switching it to Dylan Lynch. He's made a great impact since he came on, fresh legs, but a bit like his last shot, doesn't find what he's looking for. The post with the last one, and a wide here for Dylan Lynch. Conor Hanley Clark wastes no time. Here's Pierce Connery.
Interesting ball now.
Yeah. Ball is going to break inside there, and it's the bear. It's Mike Casey reads it again and gives it to Shane Dowling. Just kind of throwing it around back there a little bit freely at times.
I know, but it's all going to hand.
That's for
absolutely
sure. Yeah.
First class, razor sharp.
You can see they've worked on it time and time again as Vince Harrington looks for Dylan Lynch, and again Lynch against the tiring Kilmallock defence wins the race. Lynch does well, skips by a couple of them, and Dylan Lynch tries to skip by Graham Mulcahy. Is he out of time? He's out of steps. He had done the hard bit, he just couldn't get a shot away.
That's messing from Dylan. How many times do you want to step back inside? Should have put the ball over the bar when he had 5 yards of space early in the game.
Yeah, he's
early in the play.
As we know, John Kiley is here, and he's one. John Kiley's watching so many players, but Dylan, I'm sure, is one of them, a rising talent, but didn't match. It looks like Costello has gone off injured, so hopefully he's okay. Who is in his place is the number 19 is in. That's Oisin Enright. He's wearing the white helmet, gone into the half-forward line, so injuries have been, unfortunately for Kilmallock, a big part of their season.
High ball again in round the square.
Yeah, who's beneath it? Paddy O'Brien is there. O'Reilly is there. It skims through, and Shane Dowling had his eye on it all the way as he can knock it out to Peter Casey. Casey is fouled, and that's just going to take the sting out of the Kilmallock challenge. I'm sure they're not going to give this up until the very, very last, but it looks to me like Na Piarsaigh, with only 4 points in the second half, I don't think we'd have seen him scoring that few, but might just be enough. Another one or two would certainly seal it. As Ronan Lynch
This one, don't be surprised, this one goes over the bar.
Yeah, I'd say there's a few cars maybe out beyond the grounds here that wouldn't be safe. The odd time is he going throwing it in? I think he is, yeah. He's calling for the sitters, Johnny Murphy. Ronan Lynch taking all day over it. Certainly in the eyes of the referee. So opportunity passed up, and Johnny Murphy is going to throw it in, and Kilmallock need the possession, and they need it now, as it's going to be Emmett McAvoy gets on it. McAvoy sweeps it up, but to no one in particular, as Hanley will knock it out, and Ronan Lynch is going to be beneath it. Puts up his left hand, can't gather it, but as you can see there, Mike Casey again around on the cover. And here is Shane Dowling. He knocks it up that channel for Dylan Lynch. Lynch flicks it. Is it going to go out? It is indeed. And Dylan Lynch has been a great outball. I know he hasn't always made something happen with it, but he's been a great outball for retiring defence. Yeah,
he's making a lot of runs, in fairness to him. He's coming out and he's showing for ball the whole time. Just there, unfortunately. He's just, here we go.
Conor Staunton has met Keith Dempsey. Fouled by Staunton, and Johnny Murphy has the notebook out. So just a little bit frontal from.
There might be a TMO if there's a rugby match. There might be a TMO on that one.
Well, we don't have it in operation just yet here in Bruff, and Kevin Downs is going to have a look at this free as he resets his helmet. Just going to plant the seed again there. Michael Connell, menswear man of the match. Of course, we had a goalkeeper, I think our first of our season yesterday, in the former Gary Spillane. Conor Sheehan, the goalkeeper, and another goalkeeper playing outfield got one yesterday. That was Nicky Quaid for Effin, centre back. Superb display for him. So Michael Connell menswear vouchers in their hands as Kevin Downs, beautiful striker right down the barrel of it here, really, and he knocks it over as we're into stoppage time.
Yeah, he's third point from the free. Good performance by Kevin today. Has worked hard for his team and converted every opportunity came his way.
All is with Mike Casey, and off to Emmett McAvoy. He's carried a lot of ball out of that defence, and he has time aplenty to even make a bit of a mistake. Switches it across for Vince Harrington, carrying it up this left channel off the hurley into Downsy. Lovely snap right into the belly of him, and Keith Dempsey is felled, and it's Sean Carroll who's going to walk into a yellow card here.
Yeah, Keith Dempsey seems to have, it's like something on his back at the moment. He's shipped one or two heavy tackles since he's come on, to be quite honest.
It's a red card. Well, Sean Carroll has been dismissed from the field of play. A high challenge, says Johnny Murphy. In fairness, Keith Dempsey was building up a head of steam, but the protest will go on. Johnny Murphy is certain in his decision, and a red card for Sean Carroll. Frustration for Kilmallock, and I think with it go any lingering hope that they had of making a unlikely comeback in the dying few minutes. So another free for Kevin Downs, and another expertly executed one. 2 goals in 19 for him.
Glorious free taken for Shane, or from Kevin, sorry. Straight as a die off his left over the bar.
Micheál Hoolan knocks it down. Just feel the frustration from the Kilmallock support behind us and around us there. Watching Peter Casey though, doing his thing, and Casey looking for the first of the second half, but wayward with it. We will still play on. We will have the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final on this day 2 weeks, broadcast on Limerick GATV in association with Stream Sport. So it will be Piarsaigh who are there. First name into the dressing rooms as into march behind the band as Peter Casey gets on it. Another one. Casey under pressure. No, it's going to go off target, is it? It comes off the hand of Rob Egan. It's going to be a 65 to give Kevin Downs another opportunity to add another point.
Yeah, to bang this one over the bar. Is it Ronan is going to hit it?
They're debating between them, but Downsy, I think, looks to have won the argument. Leo, question for you. Who will be playing against the Piarsaigh in this day 2 weeks? Hard to look past Doon, is it, against Ballybrown?
Look, Doon would have the favourite flag in their back going into the second match today. but certainly probably the most improved and unformed team going into the semi-finals has been Ballybrown, plus the benefits of having played a quarter-final. You can't be competitive hurling and, as I said, straight over the bar by Downsy.
Yeah, 3 in a row for him, and a 65 to add to those brace of frees. They moved to 220. They've been very, very consistent in their scoring in the championship so far. Have the Cardiff side. They managed 225, 223 and 226 in their last 3 outings. As Paddy O'Brien gets on, there's a free coming, and O'Brien, it's been hit to the net. I think it's one of the substitutes. It looks to be Oisin Enright has found a consolation goal for Kilmallock. Good work by Egan, dropped it down on top of O'Brien, and he offloaded it to another substitute. That is Oisin Enright, and he finds the battle back in it. A promising young talent for Kilmallock.
Yeah, it's worked really, really well from in fairness, and certainly a little bit too late though.
Yeah, that's for sure. Here is Conor Staunton from midway, sending it down. 6 points now. The margin again is Emmett McAvoy. Been very good at mopping up the bits and pieces, and we have the full-time whistle. Another final awaits, a 13th final in all for Na Piarsaigh. Leo, they were worthy winners. I think the devastating 5 minutes in that first half when it was back to a couple of points, they hit, 1-5 in about 4 or 5 minutes. That was really the winning of the game for Na Piarsaigh.
Without chat of a doubt, and I suppose really their composure in the second half, they were able to soak up the pressure. They had 4 or 5 players in around their half-back line side of 50-yard line the whole time. There was always an out ball, and certainly when you look back in it, that was really the main difference in that 5-10 minute period. That's when the game was really decided, particularly after Kilmallock getting it back down to a 2-point game, after the bad start that they've had. And look, just one of those things where Na Piarsaigh's experience has really shone through in the second half, and that ability to be able to work the ball out, find their player. Every ball, as I said, went to hand, and look, that's what they do. That's what they get from that point of view. Yeah.
So one final task for you, Mike, or for Mike, I should say, is the Mike O'Connell Mentor man of the match. Leo, who have you gone for this one? I'm sure he's wearing blue here this afternoon.
Without shadow of a doubt, he's wearing blue. Quite a few good contenders with Mike Casey. Fullback was rock solid out around the middle of the field. They really worked hard. William O'Donoghue's experience out around there. But for me today, when it was brought back down to a 2-point game, the man who really extended it out and took it to the next, opened up the doors to Na Piarsaigh and converted every opportunity that came his way, has been Peter Casey. Adrian Breen inside with 2 goals and a point. So for me today, to be quite honest, Peter Casey with 5 points to play, and the amount of space that he created and the amount of opportunities that he created for bringing other players into the game, he's been exemplary.
Yeah, so Peter Casey is your Mike O'Connell Wednesday man of the match. Just see him there shaking hands with some of his opponents from Kilmallock. So it's a 13th final to come for Na Piarsaigh. We'll bring you the highlights momentarily. We'll try and catch a word from the winning camp, and we do stay tuned, and we'll see who we can catch a word with. But Leo, thanks for your company. Thanks to everyone here in Brough. We'll chat to you again soon, folks, and we'll chat to hopefully Peter Casey in a moment.
Brian Healy Electrical are driven to provide our clients with a complete, quality, cost-effective electrical service installation and after-sales care service, which is second to none, while maintaining safety for all and cooperation with all relevant parties. Custom sportswear and workwear by Baru Sports in Ennis and Shannon. From clubs and schools to local businesses, we design quality gear that looks sharp and lasts. Baru Sports Ennis and Shannon, custom made for your team, your work, your game. Call us now on 061 364 750.
Looking for a new car or expert service? Visit Limerick Motor Centre, your main high-end dealer on the Ballysimon Road. A proud family business for over 30 years, we're Ireland's longest-serving high-end dealer. With sales, service, parts and finance all under one roof, our dedicated team delivers value, expertise and customer care you can trust. Call 061 417 141 or visit limerickmotorcentre.ie. Limerick Motor Centre, driving with you for over 30 years.
And a single point from play, his tally thus far, as he puts plenty on it. Where's it going to go? It's in around the house. Kevin Downs is beneath it. Adds to it from front. It's flicked to the net. It breaks in. Off there. They work it back to Mike Casey from the 65. Casey, well, not known for his scoring, but the green grass to come into. Breen turns onto his right. Breen shortens the grip ever so slightly around already. Will Hen from the 65. Hen was the scoring chief.
To start with, out the
Sure
sideline.
is, yeah, I was just about to say, on the 20-metre line at the angle. Dempsey does well, but gives it off to Peter Casey. He shortens the grip, and Casey immediately speculated he might play deeper, but he's certainly operating in the half-forward line. They work the ball into the runner. About to tick by here as Kevin Downs gets it. Shane's brother works it inside nicely. That's going to go inside the post from David. Downs too much. Downs knocks it over.
Where there were 6 points down. There you go, straight over the bar.
Yeah, from our point of view anyway, but something must have been said as Shane O'Brien.
So we're back down to a 3-point game. Just the early disappointing goal from Kilmallock's point of view.
It falls for, this is Houlihan, tight angle, Nihal Houlihan. Oh, jinxies, man. Dempsey from the 65. Has that gone over? Beaten the point last year by Doon, so they're on their way to try and rectify that as Peter Casey gets it in the middle of the field. Doesn't need a second opportunity, losing his hurley. Hand passes it down the line for Will Hen, but back there is Sean Carroll. And they've turned it over. Chance for James Finn. Finn working inside to Breen. Here's Breen looking for a second. Breen sends the keeper to so many goals down the year as Peter Casey looks to add another. And again, steps inside Robbie Hanley, and Peter Casey looking for
as a centre forward.
Cut in around the house, and chance
Well,
here for Killian Hayes. Turns his man, Killian Hayes, off the middle of JJ Carey puts the brakes on. Hand passes inside to Dahi Dempsey. Gets a couple of metres of separation, does Dempsey, and he's going to get out of the way. Since back to Ronan Lynch, he won't need a second invitation. And is that going to go over? It has from the clubhouse over to the left, and O'Brien, has he brought it in enough? Green grass in front of him, and Casey off his favoured left. Has he punished it at the forward 2 years ago against Doon, or is it 3 years ago I should say, into Shane O'Brien. O'Brien snaps it out of the sky, and O'Brien on the swivel.
These situations, I've no doubt they'll mount the challenge in the second half.
Yeah, Conor Hanley Clark to energise everyone around him as well, and as you say, convert everything. So Hanley Clark from his own 65, huge roar from those.
Has created the mountain from decline.
So it's just behind that flap on the Dahi Dempsey influences. The ball breaks now for O'Reilly. O'Reilly taking on Ronan Lynch. O'Reilly going for the goal. It's tipped onto the bar by side, looking for Shane O'Reilly. He'll win the race ahead of Ronan Lynch. O'Reilly heading away to that touchline. Off his left, it's straight between the posts. The eyes on the yellow slitter. Just knocked it cleanly and fairly off the hurley. Ball swept inside now for Breen. Breen looking for the hat-trick. Breen! Shane O'Brien is inside there. He thinks his hurley is pulled. O'Brien picks it up and the ball as he works it inside to Grimes. Grimes from a tricky angle as he floated it up and over at the other end. Badly needed. He's been brought a bit of energy as Phelan O'Reilly gets on
it. This is the chance.
O'Reilly racing through. O'Reilly, oh look at the flick by Peter Casey, or Mike Casey. O'Reilly loses his hurley. They pick inside and sends it on to the runner. That's JJ Carey, and Carey arrows it across to Will Hen in a much more advantageous position.
Composure, that extra bit of composure that Piarsaigh have.
Here's a goal chance here now. Will Hen racing through. Hen is pulled on ceremony.
Here, certainly this is putting it back up to what, an 8-point game again.
So it was actually a triple substitution for Kilmallock. As ball whipped on by.
Pulling it, very unlucky not to end up in the back of the net.
Oh, Shane O'Brien pulls the puck out of the sky.
And has been absolutely savage in that full back line today from the Piarsaigh.
Bang in the middle of the field over towards that left hand touchline.
This is the problem. The Piarsaigh, as I said, will keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Hand passes it off to Paddy O'Brien. O'Brien, tricky angle. Has he brought it in enough? I think he has, Paddy O'Brien.
Just there, unfortunately. He was just, here we go.
Menswear vouchers in their hand.
semi-finals are just there to be won, really. So it's obviously in this position last year as well, and obviously just came up short in the final. So just looking to get back there today, let's say, for this year as well. So looking forward to 2 weeks' time now.
Yeah, you were just saying to me there while we were waiting, the pitch is in very good condition here. We've had an awful few days of weather and rain, but it was heavy going, I suppose, in challenges in the first few minutes. But once you started to move that ball around, I suppose you caused Kilmallock an awful lot of problems, and that gave you a good platform then to win the game.
Yeah, I suppose our first half was very, very good. I suppose we were very efficient in front of goal as well, so it kind of racked up a good score. I think we were 9 or 10 points up at half time. So, but listen, still plenty to work on. So, like myself, with a good couple of wides in the second half, I don't know if we even scored 7 or 8 points second half. So, listen, there's always loads and loads to work through for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got 5 points yourself in the first half. You must have been feeling good. I don't think he registered a wide maybe for 18 or 20 minutes. And as a team, that's I suppose when you're hot like that, you have to make it count, and you certainly did that, even with Adrian's 2 goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially against a team like Kilmallock, like we always knew that they were going to have a kick back in them as well in the second half. So it was, I suppose, good just to get that lead in the first half. But as I said, listen, plenty of work to do now, because obviously second half wasn't up to scratch. So we're going to need to improve, be it Ballybrown or Doon in 2 weeks' time. Yeah,
we only saw you for 20 minutes in the club championship last season. We've seen you a little bit more, thankfully, this year. How's all with the injury? You're fully back up to speed, I hope now, and maybe a few minor setbacks throughout the year. But how's things now with it?
Yeah, no, it's very good at the moment. Very, very good at the moment. So I'm touching wood all the time. So it's, but yeah, no, listen, it's been brilliant, and the physios that I've been for the last couple of months have been great. But yeah, it's good to get a good competitive game under the belt now today. So again, just for myself, looking forward now to 2 weeks and getting plenty of work done.
Yeah, I won't even ask you about the final in terms of who you're playing. We're at the point to know exactly where we don't know who that is. But marching behind the band in 2 weeks' time, it's still a very special feeling. You have a very short trip, as we know, up the Ennis Road yourselves. 13 times off for the club. It's phenomenal. When you were like some of the youngsters here, when you were growing up, it was maybe unheard of that you could even be near that. But 13 finals now since 2009, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I suppose it's testament to the work that's been done underage all the way up along, and it's still there at the moment. So listen, we're just kind of, I suppose, trying to push the standards as much as we can for the young lads that we see even poking around here behind us, just trying to push the standards for them so that they can come into the team and push on when they get here as well. But yeah, you're right, listen, to be in another county final in 2 weeks' time is brilliant, but as I said, it's no good unless we get over the line.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Peter. You're the Michael O'Connell Menswear Man of the Match. Tom Clancy signing off. A reminder that our broadcast here was brought to you in association with the Limerick Motor Centre, the main Hyundai dealer in Limerick. We'll talk to you again soon, folks. Long go full.